78% before the quarterfinal. The number one seed gone, not because they weren't good enough, because everyone told them they were.
I was 19, third-string substitute. I knew I'd never play a minute that day. But I was in that locker room 60 seconds before the tunnel, and what I saw in those final moments changed everything I believed about pressure, fear, and what it truly means to be ready for something impossible.
The manager walked to the whiteboard. 58 years old, silver hair, hands steady as granite. He uncapped a marker, drew one horizontal line 6 inches and recapped it, said nothing. 14 players stared at that single stroke. The fluorescent light hummed. The room was freezing. Nobody breathed.
I watched the veteran, number 7, 34 years old, 17 years in that shirt. This was his one and only shot at glory. His face didn't flicker. He stared at the line like it owed him something personal. Everyone else bounced knees, cracked knuckles, not him. He'd gone somewhere past fear entirely.
Down the corridor, I only learned this later, their striker was laughing. 26, Golden Boot favorite. He told a teammate, let them enjoy the walkout. They'll be on a plane home by tomorrow. Said it the way you'd describe a warm-up drill, like we were scenery in his highlight reel.
Sports psychologists studying choking under pressure found that high expectations flood the body with cortisol, impairing the prefrontal cortex, slowing decisions, distorting timing. The favorite carries invisible neurological weight their opponent never picked up. The underdog travels light.
In the tunnel, I stood behind the veteran, close enough to smell the liniment on his calves. The striker bounced on his toes 3 feet away, headphones in, jaw loose, performing relaxation. The veteran was motionless, breathing 4 counts in, 4 out. 2 men in the same corridor, 2 completely different species of readiness.
The first 15 minutes belonged to the favorites. Possession, movement, academy precision drilled since boyhood. Our boys chased shadows. The crowd noise shifted from excitement to something that sounded like pity. 60,000 people watching what they believed was a delayed execution. Nobody gave us more than a polite death.
From the bench, I caught what the cameras missed. Around the 20th minute, the veteran stopped reacting and started predicting. His body shifted a half second before the ball moved like he'd already read tomorrow's newspaper. The opposition didn't notice. They were too busy being brilliant, and brilliance without awareness is a trap with a timer on it.
34th minute. Their striker breaks through one-on-one with our keeper. The stadium rises. This is the execution everyone paid to see. He draws back his boot and the veteran materializes from nowhere. A sliding challenge, perfectly legal, sends the ball crashing into the stands. The striker stares at him. For the first time, he is not smiling.
The tackle changed the physics of the match. Even from the bench, I saw it. Their striker's shoulders tightened. He started checking for the veteran before every run, scanning behind him. That's the moment he stopped playing his game and started playing ours. He didn't know it yet, but the match was already decided in that single flinch.
58th minute. The moment that striker will replay in the dark for years. He received the ball at the edge of the box, had the angle, had the time, he assumed, and the veteran read the assumption before the striker's foot committed to it. Interception, counterattack, 40 seconds of fury, 1-0. Silence from 60,000 throats.
The bench erupted. I was screaming, grabbing teammates I barely knew. But the veteran, he just jogged back to the center circle, pointed once at the manager, and reset his stance like a man punching a clock. 73rd minute, a corner kick, a leap, the veteran rising above 2 defenders like gravity owed him. 2-0, 17 years compressed into 1 header.
The last 17 minutes were pure survival. 5 attackers flooding forward, desperate crosses whipping in, the crowd screaming the favorites home. Our boys blocked and headed and threw their bodies at everything. The veteran took a boot to the ribs in the 86th minute, was standing before the physio reached him. His face said one word, no.
Final whistle. Their striker dropped to his knees at the center circle. Boot still untied from his last desperate sprint. He stayed there while our 14 men collapsed into each other screaming. He wasn't angry. He looked confused, like someone had rewritten the rules of physics overnight and nobody had sent him the update.
Our locker room fell silent for 10 full seconds after we piled in. Not celebration, something deeper than joy. Sacred. The manager walked to the whiteboard, the line still there, and pointed at it. That, he said quietly, is what reputation looks like from the other side. A line that only stops the person who drew it.
That line wasn't about the opposition. It's about every wall you've built inside your own skull, every time you looked at someone ahead of you and decided the gap was permanent. The manager understood something ancient and essential. Belief doesn't transfer. You don't inherit someone else's ceiling. You only carry walls you agree to pick up.
I never played a single minute that day, but I walked out of the stadium a different man at 19. I'd spent my short career terrified of players above me, their highlights, their contracts, their reputations. That night, the veteran taught me what no coach ever said aloud. The scoreboard never asks who was supposed to win. It only asks who showed up free.
So the next time you walk into a room full of people with better resumes, bigger followings, louder credentials, remember what cortisol does to a favorite. Their expectation is weight you never have to carry. Your freedom from their approval is the sharpest edge you own. If you're building something the world hasn't approved yet, subscribe. This is iron territory. The striker sat alone in that dressing room afterward, one boot in his hand, replaying the second goal on loop behind his eyes. He never saw the veteran coming because he never imagined he'd need to. And that's the line you carry out of here tonight. Reputation is armor until someone refuses to fear it. Subscribe to forge your iron mindset. The iron mindset.